area, and it's moving to the northeast. We expect it to make landfall between about 9 and 10 o'clock tonight in and around the Tampa Bay area, between about Tampa Bay and Sarasota. It looks right now. Larry?
Thank you, Brian. Meantime, Governor Ron DeSantis telling Florida residents if you've moved to Central Florida, Orlando, or even Daytona Beach on the other coast, that's a good thing. But he says have no illusions. It's a big giant storm with a reach that goes from coast to coast, so don't get complacent.
Just make sure if you're on the east coast of Florida that you understand this is not just a west coast event. The major effects for surge will be on the west, but there is going to be impacts far inland and on the other coast in the state of Florida.
Yeah, bottom line, all of Florida is under a storm watch, and of course the big thing is the flooding we've been talking about. Central Florida had already been getting a good dose of rain, so the ground already saturated. This storm only compounds that. Stay with 1010 winds and AccuWeather for the very latest developments on Hurricane Milton. Here at home, and on a brighter note, the first pitch was just a minute ago as the Mets try to best the Phillies in Game 4 at Citi Field. Day 2 for the Amazons playing on their home turf, and their diehard fans are there cheering them on.
The energy is at an all-time high for Mets fans here cheering on their favorite players.
Let's go Mets!
You know, I still remember 2015. That was a lot of fun, so hopefully the vibes are the same.
For many here today, they said it was a day they wouldn't want to miss and had to be here in person to watch.
Last night, right there, this place was buzzing. I took a personal day off today. So I'm here today, and I think the energy that was there last night is going to be even louder because we know we finished them today.
Wait. Let me back up.
All eyes are on the field as Mets fans are holding their breath, but hoping for a big win. Mary Lynn Buckley 1010 wins on 92.3 FM at Citi Field.
That's birthday girl, Mary Lynn Buckley. Today is her birthday. Happy birthday, kid. I guess your birthday present is hanging out with millions of your closest friends there at Citi Field.
Open.
Wins News Time 526. And now Bloomberg Money Watch. Here's Andrew.
Why are you dirty enough to see that I am sitting on? I want to hear the white box.
Minutes of the September Fed meeting find some committee members wanted a smaller 0.25% cut, concerned that the bigger cut might be interpreted as evidence they had an unfavorable view of the economy. The costliest hurricane in U.S. history measured by insured losses was Katrina in 2005. Milton could be on par with that.
Took your coffee break.
The Bloomberg Intelligence forecast
Now you will come back to my office. Welcome back.
Collective insured losses in the neighborhood of
Come drive back to my job.
When Milton nears the shore, the
Go back, yeah, let me just drop off his
Generac Holdings tells Bloomberg Hurricane Helene and other recent storms depleted its supplies. It means units sold out quickly, and it could be days after Milton passes through before more generators get to Florida store. Stocks rise today, Dow up 432, S&P up 41, both reaching records. Nasdaq rose 109. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past every hour. Amanda Roday, 1010 wins on 92. And now this message, 1010 wins celebrates Hispanic Heritage Month, sponsored by Infinity. Experience the Infinity lineup at your tri-state retailer today. Wins News Time 526.
Your health tip with Phil Sims, presented by Balance of Nature. You said what you said, and I said, okay, we have a moment, whatever.
Make it a habit to carry
Mind the man on the bicycle.
wherever you go.
That's his fault. You're running in the freaking suicide lane.
Body functioning at its best, from improving digestion to boosting your energy. If you find plain water a bit boring, try adding few fresh berries for a little extra flavor. Keep your hydration game strong, and you'll feel the difference.
Start your journey with Balance of Nature supplements. Call 1-800-646-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com and sign up as a new preferred customer. And for a limited time, get 35% off your first order with free shipping and our money-back guarantee. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using discount code Mom meets Sarah.
From first-time net moments, and welcome to Flight 101 to annual Girls Trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or diabetes, you're at higher risk of being hospitalized from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. So where should we go next? Sponsored by Pfizer.
AccuWeather's proven superior accuracy means you'll be better informed and better prepared with precise local forecasts and severe weather alerts. You might think that all the weather apps are the same, but in study after study, the superior accuracy of AccuWeather's forecasts and warnings have been proven in all categories. When you have things to do, you want the weather forecasts that are dependable and accurate so you can plan ahead with peace of mind. Download the AccuWeather app at the App Store or Google Play today.
Pine Lawn Memorial Park is offering their valuable family information booklet, Let's Face It Now, free to all 1010 Wins listeners. Just call Pine Lawn Memorial Park today at 631-249-6100, extension 3, or visit pinelawn.com.
AccuWeather says tonight some clouds early on, then turning out clear and breezy late. A low of 49 degrees in Midtown, mid-40s across the burbs. And then tomorrow, breezy and cool with plenty of sunshine, a high of 61. Tomorrow night, clear and chilly. Low of 47 degrees in town, upper 30s with patches of frost in some distant suburbs. Yeah, the Hawk is trying to sneak in here, right? Mostly sunny and 67 on Friday. Good afternoon, I'm Larry Mullins. When's news time? At Patone,
Oh, they're getting 15. Oh, wow.
Good afternoon, I'm Lori Madden. New York has new gun safety legislation on the rolls. Governor Kathy Hochul signed the package today.
We outside together and you bought food for yourself.
I can't afford food for me and you right now.
Brain injury.
We got a family that we got no family. I gotta save the money for Disneyland.
Anastasia,
After the hurricane, and I gotta
determination.
Now a gun control advocate, Giffords joined Hochul as the governor signed 6 bills, one of them creating a statewide database of red flag applications.
There's now
I was going to Florida right now.
So
That'd have been a big job.
who may encounter an individual would say, oh, I was worried. There's already something out there. Maybe it's time to act.
That's my dream.
Among the mandates from other bills, warning labels on guns.
I did wrestle some people already,
Stern,
Matt.
1010 wins on 92.3
So when the storm
FM
comes, you know,
at the Javits
the electrician that goes fight the other people.
5:31. Time for expanded.
I drive the electricians
Greg Rice.
to their.
What a mess at the inbound George Washington Bridge.
I drive the
They get
electricians to their
level construction out of the way nearly in time, and now they've got a crash on the eastbound Cross Bronx at White Plains Road. So what a mess. Inbound upper and lower levels of the George, at least 45 minutes. Upper levels a little worse than that now. And then the Cross Bronx still a standstill east all the way to White Plains Road because of a crash in the left lane. Getting you out of town at the George. One of those days where nothing works. West Side Highway slow and getting worse out of the 60s, and that might be the best choice you've got. Lincoln, it's about 15 to 20 on the inbound ride, outbound side of the Lincoln Tunnel. That's about 20 minutes.
Big Benzie. I can't believe you actually took the last name Lewis.
Newark Day is a better play. A little north of the city on the westbound side of the cross, Westchester near exit 2 in Ellsworth. Crash in the right lane. That's why the cross Westchester westbound is slow all the way back to the Hutch. Hutch is all over the cross of Westchester. Stay with the New England Thruway instead. It's going to be a better ride for you in either direction. Through New Jersey, Garden State Park is north out of Clark.
Don't play with me. That looks like live. That's what it says right there.
Where? Oh, shoot, yeah.
I'm Greg Rice, 1010 Wins.
Well, where you going? Not my job, you going?
Now the AccuWeather 4-day forecast. Here's meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Well, there is still some clouds around right now, but those clouds will move on out as the night goes on. The sky's going to turn out clear. It will be breezy late tonight. Low temperature 49 in Midtown, mid-40s in most suburbs. Not just cool start to the day for tomorrow. It's going to be a cool day despite a lot of sunshine. There will be a noticeable breeze throughout the day, a high of 61. Clear and chilly tomorrow. 47 in the city.
I ain't getting no phone. You won't be with the phone, right?
In some distant suburbs. And then as we head into Friday and Saturday, it's going to warm back up again after that cool day tomorrow. High 67 on Friday, 74 on Saturday. Both days should feature a good deal of sunshine. And more clouds moving in for Sunday. It'll be cooler with those clouds and also just for a shower or two, especially during the afternoon and evening. High temperature Sunday back into the 60s. Right now in Central Park, it's partly sunny and 67 degrees. Humidity 29%. The wind is out of the northwest around 8 miles per hour. Again, we're at 67 and going down to 49 tonight in Midtown. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist.
Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start your best with Hair Growth.
With News Time 5:33.
Was that a paper under her?
Madison Square Garden the week before Election Day. Sources tell 1010 Wins the MSG event will be October 27th and will kick off an arena tour for Mr. Trump. Also in New York, Broadway, turning the spotlight on the Democratic ticket. Broadway rallies for Kamala will be held this Monday and feature stars of stage and screen, including Whoopi Goldberg and Hathaway.
I want to find somebody that's exactly my age, you know?
Shut the fuck up. You're 1 year older. A couple, just not even a year, just freaking couple months.
Disinformation that continues to be spread about the response to
Hurricane Helene.
Former President Trump has been making false claims about FEMA.
FEMA administrator said this morning that the volume of information does seem to be going down right now, so that's a good thing. But this Reddit account that the White House is launching is aimed at doing posts that put out good information where people can get resources, what's available to them, but also engaging in things that are already out there, essentially going and fact-checking things that are in some of the subgroups or state-specific information, but larger politics groups too.
Correspondent Karen Travers. We're now going to go live to the White House, where President Biden is making a statement about Hurricane Milton.
Can cause loss of life. Storm surge is still expected to be up to 13 feet. So I urge everyone
was talking to my sister about
to listen to local officials and follow all the safety instructions they give.
How's your sister? Is your brother's girl?
Evacuation is probably difficult. So I encourage people to look for safer shelter.
Oh yeah, my sister-in-law. Yeah, that's my father's wife.
That's how your sister-in-law. That's your
stepsister. We've already approved emergency declarations for Florida.
No, it's
There
not.
are thousands of federal personnel on the ground. We're staged and are ready to go. We have 20 million meals, 40 million liters of water. At my direction, the Secretary of Defense, Austin, has pre-positioned search and rescue teams, helicopters, and high water
That's where all these white
vehicles
girls and stuff is mad at me.
as
Like,
close to the storm as possible,
this
so
black
we're ready to
lady
conduct
became the
life-saving
president before
missions.
us. What
And
the hell? Like,
administrators
these niggas
of
are
the
fucking.
administrator of FEMA will be on the site tonight in Florida, and the state's emergency operations center.
Third man for the week.
Both Administrator Criswell and I will be in constant contact with state and local officials.
That camera sees every fucking thing on this block.
15 men. Could I have somebody what's in your cup?
State officials to clear debris, restore power, and
Why is it so heavy?
possible.
This is a weapon. Oh, it's a stand.
Engineers will pump out water and decrease flooding. We've already directed the Department of Defense to be ready to provide active duty service members to support Florida after the storm surge if Governor DeSantis requests the help, which I expect he might. Just like we did in North Carolina. I have surged over 1,000 U.S. Coast Guard personnel to perform search and rescue missions and reopen the port of Tampa as soon as possible. Now, I want to reiterate a point I made clear earlier today to the folks who have been impacted by Helene. This impact, and will be now impacted by Milton. Over the last few weeks, there's been a reckless and irresponsible and relentless promotion of disinformation and outright lies about what's going on. It's undermining confidence in the people in Florida and incredible rescue and recovery work that has been undertaken. Literally, there are thousands of fellow Americans who are putting their lives at stake and putting on the line to do the dangerous work that needs to be done now. And it's harmful to those who most need the help. Quite frankly, these lies are un-American, and there is simply no place for them. Not now, not ever. Former President Trump has led this onslaught of lies. Assertions have been made that property is being confiscated. That's simply not true. They're saying people impacted by these storms will receive $750 in cash and no more. That is simply not true either. They're saying that money needed for these crises are being diverted to migrants. What the heck are they talking about? Stop it. It's outrageous. It's just not true. Now the claims are getting even more bizarre. Marjorie Taylor Greene, the congresswoman from Georgia, is now saying the federal government is literally controlling the weather. We're controlling the weather. It's beyond ridiculous. It's so stupid. It's got to stop. Let me close with this. As difficult as these days and weeks have been, we've seen incredible courage by so many of our fellow Americans. I want to thank all the first responders for running toward danger instead of away from it, for saving lives and making a difference. FEMA personnel risking their lives, climbing on hillsides to reach people who cut off by Helene. Army National Guard flying through the gale wind force. It's amazing what they're doing. Firefighters lifting collapsed wood and metal in an attempt to see if there are survivors, any survivors under the debris, risking their lives. Coast Guard teams rappelling from helicopters to rescue people and risking their own lives. There are countless friends and neighbors who have sacrificed for the greater good. Volunteers leaving their own families behind to help search for someone else's family. Fellow Americans looking out for one another. That's America at its very best. That's who we are. So my final message tonight is to the people of Florida and all the impacted states. We've got your back. We've got your back. And Kamala and I will be there for as long as it takes to rescue, recover, and rebuild. May God bless you all, and may God protect those serving in the eye of this storm on behalf of our nation. Thank you.
We're listening to President Biden speak live at the White House now, urging everyone in Florida to take, or people in the hurricane zone to take shelter. He's now going to take questions.
After Hurricane Milton makes landfall a short time from now, also talking about the massive response to Helene.
And rebuild. May God bless you all, and may God protect those serving in the eye of this storm on behalf of our nation. Thank you.
Why do you think Trump is spreading misinformation?
It's President Biden at the podium taking questions now from reporters after urging people to take shelter, people in Florida in the evacuation zones.
Why do you think Trump is spreading misinformation?
I don't know. I simply don't know. You can speculate, but I just find it, I'm not using the phrase more than I've used it ever in my whole career, un-American. It's un-American. It's not who the hell we are. What are they talking about?
Sir, have you considered calling him and asking him to stop doing that? This dog's
Come on.
Mr. President, does Governor DeSantis need to take Vice President Harris's calls?
All I can tell you is I'm talking to Governor DeSantis. He's been very gracious. He's thanked me for all we've done. He knows what we're doing, and I think that's important.
Can you say that Florida has...
Okay, you've been listening to President Biden live from the White House, urging people in Florida in the hurricane evacuation zones to take shelter now, to listen to authorities. WINS News Time, 5:41. Time now for expanded traffic and transit from the Mercedes-Benz of Edison.com Traffic Center. Here's Greg Rice.
Well, Lori, it continues to be a mess at the inbound George Washington Bridge. We had late running inbound upper level construction work. We've been contending with a crash on the eastbound Cross Bronx over at White Plains Road, which still has the left lane out. All of it adds up to a 45 to 60 minute ride on the inbound upper level of the George. Lower is at least 30 to 40 minutes, and getting out of town, that's no easy task either. Northbound West Side Highway jammed out of the 50s and not moving as well as the West Side usually does. Southbound Deegan's crawling now from Westchester. The Cross Bronx is standstill out of the Bruckner interchange on the northbound Deegan and RFK Bridge. Those are both northbound Deegan and Harlem River Drive, I should say, both loaded from the RFK Bridge. It'll cost you 45 minutes to crawl to the outbound George. Inbound side of the Lincoln, it's about 15 to 20 minutes, 30 back up to 45 at the outbound Holland. Outbound Covered Roadway and inbound Skyway are slow. Newark Bay, the much better play. Long Island Expressway westbound right at the Cross Island broken down bus has the right lane out. You've also got the acceleration lane closed, and all of that means the westbound Long Island Expressway is just jammed up from Glen Cove Road out of Nassau County. Staten Island Expressway westbound's a bumper-to-bumper ride right off of the Verrazano over to Slauson Avenue because of an accident that has the right lane blocked. I'm Greg Rice, 1010 WINS on 92.3 FM.
We just heard live from President Biden making a statement from the White House urging people in Florida in the evacuation zones from Hurricane Milton to shelter in place. Hurricane Milton is now just hours away from making landfall. Let's get the very latest on the storm. We're going to check in with AccuWeather's Brian Thompson. Brian.
Yeah, Lori, the heaviest of the storm just sitting offshore right now, but we're starting to get some of this very heavy rain and some of the stronger winds now starting to get into parts of the Tampa, St. Petersburg area. You're starting to see some gusts upwards of 60 miles per hour, and there's been a lot of rain falling. We're seeing rainfall rates 1 to 2 inches per hour with some of these bands. So flooding a big concern, in addition to the storm surge threat, which near and south of where the eye makes landfall, we could easily see a storm surge of 10 feet or more. Anywhere from around the Tampa Bay area down through about Fort Myers. And there's been a lot of tornadoes throughout the day today. We still have some tornado warnings along the east coast of Florida from around Cape Canaveral down through just north of West Palm Beach. That threat should diminish somewhat as we head into the evening, but certainly the threat for destructive winds, that's going to be eventually translating inland. We could see hurricane force wind gusts over toward Orlando and over toward the Space Coast along the east coast of Florida into early tomorrow. Lori?
You know, Brian, you've been saying that the storm will keep hurricane strength as it crosses Florida. When it reaches the Atlantic, any chance that this could pump up again?
It doesn't look like it. It actually looks like it's going to get absorbed by another system and will become what we call extratropical, which means it loses some of its tropical characteristics. So we don't anticipate it to move out into the Atlantic and strengthen again the way it looks right now.
Okay, Brian Thompson will keep us up to date on Hurricane Milton. Make sure you stay with 1010 Winds and 1010winds.com. We will continue to bring you updates throughout the evening. Winds News Time 5:44. Slow it down. If you're driving around some parts of Prospect Park, you're going to see lower speed limits.
Since the awful day of 12-year-old Sammy Cohen Eckstein's death 11 years ago this week, his mother and father Gary have advocated in his memory, helping pass Sammy's law in the state legislature.
We're excited about the list of other streets throughout the city that will get reduced speeds and the regional slow zones that will slow down traffic in particular neighborhoods.
A DOT road crew put up 20-mile-per-hour signs here on the corner of Prospect Park West and 3rd Street, where Sammy was struck and killed by a speeding van.
A mistake by a driver or someone walking or biking should not be a death sentence.
A section of Audubon Avenue in Upper Manhattan will be the next designated slow zone this month. Marla Diamond, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM in Brooklyn.
67 degrees now, cloudy in New York. We are going down to 49 degrees tonight. Winds News Time 5:45.
Flight to Miami, South Beach, we on the way. Billboard Latin Music Week, you see it's calling your name.
Play the New York Lottery's new Grande Scratch-Off games with prizes up to $3 million or a second chance to win 1 of 100 VIP trips to Billboard Latin Music Week in Miami. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Every day, Cintas service reps help businesses get ready for the workday. They provide freshly laundered workwear delivered every week. Mats, mops, restroom and cleaning